It's Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather round the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Good morning. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. It is October the 10th. It's the 10th month of the 10th day. It is a nice fall day in Comox. I wish I could say the same for Florida. We want to thank, certainly our thoughts and prayers go out to all those poor folks in Florida who have had such a bad couple of weeks, I guess, with both hurricanes. Just to let everyone know, Huey Poplick, of course, our partner. I'm sure everyone's wanting to know what's with Huey. Huey did survive. He was in Bradenton, which it doesn't get more like if it's a golf stroke and the ball's going right to the hole. He was lined up right for that, right for the center of the hurricane. But Huey is fine. He's without power, of course, but is dry and is okay. So we'll be seeing him back when the hydro gets back on. Mike Ungerman, of course, good friend. We know Mike. Mike, of course, is safe, high and dry. Not much damage. Few little cosmetic things with the shrubs and brushes around. Haven't heard from Drew. I don't know if Drew's listening or he's out there today. If he could maybe let us know how Drew's doing. He was closer to Huey. But so is probably without power. So anyway, our thoughts and prayers go out to those people who of course were affected by the storm. This is, of course, Tech for Senior Live. We're a group of seniors who have a Monday show, and we've been doing this now for Leo Laporte. I was listening to him this morning, and he was last Sunday was his 1,000th broadcast. So he brought all the people back from his very first broadcast back when he had Tech TV, but it was his 1,000th broadcast.
Oh.
Well, we're close to 300. We've been doing it for 5 years now, soon to be 6. So we're not quite a Leo Laporte standard yet, but we're getting on there. And so anyway, we're pleased with Monday show. And it's a Zoom meeting, so if you haven't, please drop by and see us. If you haven't been there, I'll put on here our Tech for Senior website. All the information is, of course, on our website, www.techforsenior.com, and it is a Zoom meeting, so you can participate. You can come and we can see you. It's sort of cool because we actually see you. We don't see you here. We have no idea who's out there. It's just like we're staring into the screen here. So it's helpful if you put comments in there and say, hey, what's the weather? How are you doing? And particularly if you're in Florida, let us know how you're doing. If you have any questions about technology, we're happy to answer them. And we're also happy to, a number of you were forwarding articles for us to review. And we have a bunch of those today, and we'll be talking about them. So thank you as well. If you see any interesting tech articles that you want us to talk about, just forward them along, and we'll certainly be happy to show them. And I think you'll be interested. We have a number of those today to go over. I'm going to introduce everybody now. We don't have our whole team today because Huey is having a little power problem. I don't know why, but Huey's got some power problems. So let me first introduce, of course, you all know Bob Gustisha from that very safe place in Los Lunas where they don't get hurricanes, tornadoes, or bad things happening. Just nice people in a nice area, right, Bob?
We get wind up here quite often. They may not call it a tornado or a hurricane, but we've had winds well in excess of hurricane force. So
really?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We're up on a mesa, and when it blows, baby, it blows.
It blows. All right. And of course, a man in a very, very safe region, Pine, Arizona, where it doesn't get any nicer. He's surrounded by all those pine trees and elk. He's the only problem Ray has. He's got too many elk in his front yard. So he's in a very safe location. But today he's having trouble with his internet, and that darn internet speed is pretty slow. So he may be coming and going.
I'll do my best to stay on board here. As you said, the internet for some reason is pretty slow. I even checked my T-Mobile connection, which is 5G here, and that's also slow. And Optimum is my cable company. Surprising to see both the cell phone company and the cable company both having slow speeds at the same time. I wonder if there's more of a story to this.
Probably. It's probably an internet allocation or whatever, however they do it. There's just not as much bandwidth going there. Maybe it's all going over to Florida. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, well, we look forward to your comments right today. So let's I want to get on and see who's listening here. I'm going to do Huey's job today. So I've got to do a couple of jobs. So
wow.
Bear with me.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Ron.
Yeah, I don't usually do this. So let's come up here and see. Our first comment is for Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington. Helen and Milton victims need our support. Is the Red Cross the best place to donate? I guess I have no idea. I couldn't answer that question. Do you guys? I mean, I think it's probably a safe bet.
That might be a good question for AI.
Good question. The other thing that's nice about the Red Cross,
it's a safe place to use for donation.
It is. And the other thing,
best place, it depends.
Yeah. I guess the other thing is that sometimes the federal and state governments partner with the Red Cross, and they do a one-to-one, you donate so much and they donate. Anyway, but that's sort of out of our expertise. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Mike Ungerman, a survivor. Yeah. We escaped the catastrophic damage elsewhere in Florida. Stressful night, but okay here. Thank you, Mike.
Good news. Yep. Good news, Mike.
Mike, do you know anything about Drew? Did Drew survive? I haven't heard from Drew. This is Murray from Victoria, BC, where I think it's probably a pretty nice day. It's a little bit overcast here, but I think it's going to be a nice day. Mike Higgins, partly cloudy in Ireland. Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you for logging in and letting us know that it's good. Bill Maines, hello from Arizona. Weather is clear and cooling. Bill, I think all those people that were going to go to Florida for the winter, they're coming to Mesa. They're gonna Ray, you better stock up on groceries. I know you live up the hill there, but it's gonna be busy. I think that you're gonna see lots of people heading towards your way. Liz says hi from Ohio, sunny and 58 degrees. Steve Powell from Kirkland, Washington, 49 degrees and cloudy. Hello, Steve. Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, 12 degrees centigrade today. Clark Walker, currently 54 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. First frost advisory for Friday. It's getting cooler for sure. They are pumping out my sprinkling system today, just in case it's going to freeze. So that's my big event today. James, 50 degrees, sunny in Cookeville, Tennessee. And Richard Clarkson, Monrovia, California, not Canada, 61 degrees now, going up to 87. Okay. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, heading to 62. Oh, so right. Geeks on Tour are fine. So I guess they didn't go on their cruise. And I was thinking about that because, of course, they're supposed to be on their cruise. And I've been watching all the cruise news, wondering, did they get on or didn't? And I don't think they did. So now I guess they're listening to our show, or maybe they're listening to our show on the cruise ship. I don't know. That could be it too. Mike Ungerman, Drew's okay. He was on the CFCS Discord bulletin board this morning, said his puppy chewed up all the pee pads he had put down because he couldn't walk her. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's got a young puppy. So thanks, Mike. That's good. That's excellent news that Geeks on Tour, Southeast, our cruise was postponed today. All right. I know I watch a video, a YouTube channel called Dawn's Vacation, and he's out. They couldn't dock, and I don't think they're coming back till Friday. They couldn't get into the port till Friday, so they're stranded at sea for an extra 3 days. All right, that's good. Well, we've got a good crew today. I guess we ought to do some work, eh? So.
Why?
This is what we get paid the big dollars for, Bob. We have to produce. We've got to get some news articles to talk about, and I chose a couple of news articles. The first, let's just get up here. Now, the first news article I want to talk about is actually was sent to me by Jim Ham. Jim's a follower along of our channel, and Jim often sends me articles. And I first read this article. Let me just get comments. Get this off of here. Back to here. Just bear with me. I'm doing 3 things at once. My brain doesn't do 3 things at once, so just be patient with me. So Jim sent me this article, and I thought, first of all, when I read this article, I thought, you got to be kidding. Now, the article stated, Oldpatch explains how it works and what it means for the end of Windows 10. Now, Oldpatch is a product made by a company. I'll tell you who the company is in a minute. And what it does is it creates the security patches and patches for Windows 10. Well, it does that in addition. Well, I'm not going to say, well, in addition to what Windows does. And the concept of this was what happens next year in October when, of course, Windows 10, October 20, October 15th, I think it is, where Windows 10 is going to lose support from Microsoft. Microsoft is not going to patch it anymore, and they're
Want to bet?
they're going to charge you a fee. Now,
Want to bet?
OPatch is free. Yeah, OPatch is free. So OPatch is going to patch this for you for free. So now but it's something's a little different here. And I asked Bob and Ray to read the article and get their opinion. And we were talking about this before the show today. And one of the things that's interesting is that probably about 70% of people still are on Windows 10, right? Now, Windows 11's coming up, but there's 30% that have converted. But by and large, the vast majority of people are still on Windows 10. So what's going to happen next October? Well, Ray thinks that everyone's going to go out and buy a new computer by then. Well, maybe. And Bob thinks that they're going to extend Windows 10 support because there's just too many people. They don't make that many computers to be able to sell at. So what is going to happen? We don't know. But so if you do decide to stay on and keep Windows 10 and you don't want to pay for Microsoft patches, then this is an option. And so what is this? So I just want to go over this. So Windows 10 doesn't have much time. Well, we talked about this. OPatch is a product made from Across Security. Its creators say they can patch Windows just as well as Microsoft, perhaps even better, and at a lower cost. In fact, while Microsoft has already left Windows 7 behind, OPatch has security adopted it and will deliver security patches for it today. It plans to do the same for Windows 10 22 H2 when October 2025 rolls around. Now, just so that you know, it's free. OPatch has different levels, but it includes it's free. And how it works, OPatch uses a unique technique to apply patches directly to the running memory of a program without requiring reboots or even closing the application, which is a little bit interesting. So it's not actually going in and rewriting the software like I guess the Microsoft patches do, and that's why you have to reboot it. This is actually providing like a proxy. It's like a proxy. It's running aside from that, and it's creating the patches that way, so you never have to reboot. It just happens and it's done. So I guess the question, I don't know, what do you think, Bob? I mean, I'd never heard of this product. Jim Ham sent me this, and I said, first when I read this, I thought, there's 40,000 companies use this. This is not a little company. This is a big company. I thought, is this fact or fiction? Like, I don't know, but I thought, well, what do you think, Bob? I don't know.
Hello, it's a legitimate company. Would I use it? First of all, the only computer that I have that should be running Windows 10 has been a Windows Insider Windows 11 since Microsoft decided to take me off the Insider Windows 10 version and make me a Windows 11 version. This computer isn't supposed to run Windows 11, but it's doing a fine job. Has for, I don't know, 2 years now. And I just received another update this morning for Windows 11 on a computer that should only be running Windows 10. So I don't know. I have no clue what's going to happen, but I can't see Microsoft putting their reputation on the line by no longer updating patches for security purposes. They might not be doing any kind of enhancements as far as options and features, but they certainly will have to keep up the security end of an operating system that's used by 70% of its users.
So your feeling is that they're going to change the rules for next October, and they're going to keep you doing security patches. That's what you think is going to happen.
Correct.
Okay. Well, and if they don't, though, do you think this might be an option?
If you're not willing to upgrade to 11, and if there's a free option available, you'd be foolish not to take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, it's something I had no before Jim Ham sent me this article. I had no idea this even existed. So I'm just learning. So what do you think? What do you think, Ray? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, number one, what the article says only gives one concept of price. It says it's free just for critical updates.
Right.
Now we all know there's other. No indication of what the price is going to be. I think this is targeted not for consumers and users like us, but this is targeted for those smaller companies that are not able to
Okay.
or ready to make the investment in changing their hardware from Windows 10 to Windows 11. And so this gives them another year or two to convert, but it's not going to happen overnight for them. So I still think the majority of people we're going to wait till the last minute, and next August, September, and October, you're going to see a lot of Windows 11 machines being sold.
Okay. Now the next one I want to talk about is the news this week of Epic just won. It's a Google story, and Google, of course, lost the court case. Epic just won almost everything it asked for in Google Play Store trial. And Epic versus Google ruling: Google must distribute competing app stores through the Play Store, given those app stores access to apps on the Play Store. Google may not restrict developers or device makers from working with other stores. The ruling is set to take effect November 1st. Google, of course, intends to appeal it. This also comes with another story, which we're going on today about the DOJ department in the United States wanting to break up Google. Now, so there's two stories to this, but this is a big ruling. This is a big ruling, particularly with the Play Store. Bob, any thoughts?
I think the judge ought to go back to school and figure out whether he knows anything about security. He might be good at being a judge, but that doesn't make him a security expert. The Play Store is already insecure enough. There are enough dangerous things on the Play Store, and that's supposed to be the safe side. Now you're going to open it up and let other things go in. You're going to wind up, we all preach, don't do side loads. Okay, now we'll make side loads legal by making them part of what's available on the store. To me, it makes no sense.
Ray, any thoughts?
Well, we live in such a litigious society today. Everybody is suing. I mean, that's if I was raising my young kids again, I'd have them be lawyers because they'll have a job for life. Already Google has said they're going to appeal, and that's going to be accepted. So the effects of this, I don't think is going to take place for another couple of years with more litigation taking place. So I don't know much else about this case. So I'm really not in a position to say one way or the other. But for me, competition. Let competition decide who is the best, and keep lawyers out of it.
Well, so I think this is a story we're going to be talking a lot about, because of course, as the article says, is that the ruling is set to take effect November 1st. So I'm assuming that even though that they're going to appeal this, and you're right, Ray, it's going to take for years and years to sort this out. The issue of the Play Store is going to happen quickly. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll be talking more about this as it comes to pass. But I thought it was just an interesting article this week that it did happen this week, and that was the ruling. All right, let's get on with the. Do we have any more comments? Let's see here. Before
I don't think so.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. No new comments. All right, let's get on with the articles. Now, again, if you want to follow along on our Facebook page, just type in Tech for Senior, and you can see the articles as we go along and go over them. You can follow them along. Sometimes it's harder to see on our screens, so you might want to do that. All right, let me add this to the stage here. Let's come down to let me refresh. And come down to the first article. I think Bob got it.
A new video: U.S. government or the Department of Justice considers breaking up Google. Before going after big tech with its breakup plans, critics argue that the government should clean up its own house first. And
So
that's what
Bob,
we talk about in this video.
so Bob has a video about it, and lots of information about that. But don't you think, Bob, it's going to be a big story? We're going to be talking about this for a while in the future.
Yeah, and I also think that some of this might be politics. So, and we don't talk about politics.
All right, and let's move on to the next one, Ray. This was an excellent choice today to talk about this article. I was reading about this as well this morning.
Yeah, so T-Mobile and SpaceX, they have the approval from the FCC to use the Starlink service to send emergency alerts to those affected by the recent hurricanes. And this is really important because usually during emergencies like this, the typical internet-based messaging services are not working. So this concept was originally intended to fill the dead zone gaps, but it soon became apparent that this is a valuable service for connecting people during emergencies.
The one little hiccup to this this article, Ray, was if you and I read the article, and there's a couple of more articles we're going to see later on about this. Is that the of course it depends on the Android. Well, let's talk about Android first of all. The only Android phones that have the capability to do this are the Pixel 9s, and so if you have any of the phones, they're not capable of doing this. And then the iPhones, of course, the later iPhones, I'm not sure which models have the emergency alert aspect with satellite, but I think Apple did it a year or so earlier than Android. But if you look at Android phones only, I think in the US and it's not available in Canada, it's only the Pixel phones. Now I could be wrong about that, but that's what the article said. So it's not every phone has access to this. So that's important that everyone understands that.
Yeah.
Collaboration between T-Mobile and Starlink.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great deal. Go ahead, and this is yours as well, Ray?
Right. So being a Microsoft fan that I am, I seriously looked at the Surface Duo, and this is the second model. It's called the Duo 2, when it was released 3 years ago. But the $1,499 price tag was way out of my price range for a foldable phone running the Android operating system. Wise decision on my part, as all support now for the Duo 2 from Microsoft will end later this month on October 21. So sad for the people that spent that much money on a phone 3 years ago and no more updates.
And Ray, this would be Bob. I think we'll move over to you.
This is from Ray, Windows 11 password.
So, we at Tech for Senior, I think, have done a pretty good job of keeping our attendees current on the use of passkeys and instead of passwords. Well, now Microsoft has announced they're going to introduce 3 different features, a plug-in model for third-party passkey providers and other enhancements. So the article goes on to report that it'll enable providers like Bitwarden, which I think I'm going to be switching over to plug their password managers directly into the Windows 11 platform. So I'm glad to see more and more focus on passkeys instead of passwords.
So Bob and I were talking about this earlier, Ray, before you were here. And I think this, like for me personally, I run Windows 10 and I'm perfectly happy with it. I have Windows 11 on one of my other computers, which is fine. But I don't have a compelling reason to move from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Like, I mean, I'm perfectly happy. But I think this is a compelling reason. I think this is a big article, and I think we should be talking about this in the future. I think this is a big deal. I think that this is not for Windows 10, it's for Windows 11. Mm-hmm. And this could be the reason why you want to switch. If you're sitting on the fence, it's important. And why is it so important? Well, again, Bob and I were talking about there's an article that's coming up and we'll be talking about it, is, I use two-factor authentication on all my accounts, and I think my Google account is totally safe because I've got a strong password and I use two-factor authentication, but it's not. And the details of that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But passkeys do get around this, and passkeys are probably this absolute safest way to go. And I know we've talked a lot about passkeys in the past, but this, I think, is going to be a big deal. I do. Thanks for bringing up that article. I think we're going to be talking a lot more about that, and that may be a reason to switch. All right, let's see. Ray, deep-minded leaders.
Well, two Google scientists have won the Nobel Prize for chemistry, at least half of it. These are gentlemen who are from Google's DeepMind. And as I said, they've won half the prize for using AI to predict the structure of proteins. Now, I could not begin to tell you how that's going to really affect. They say the technology could unlock more efficient vaccines and speed up research on cures for cancer, or lead to completely new materials. I like the quote by this gentleman here. He said, "I've dedicated my career to advancing AI because of its unparalleled potential to improve the lives of billions of people."
We skipped one article.
Did I? Okay,
Yep.
I'll come back to it, Bob. I think you're right. And I think that medicine, using AI in medicine, is incredible. I mean, we're going to see big changes and faster changes and better changes.
Faster is the key word.
Faster is the key word. And then, is this Ray's?
AI's race for the planet.
That's all right. Ray. Yeah. So the lead-in says, quote, "AI could be the climate change story's greatest villain or biggest hero. It could even be both." And so as an example, as we all know, AI is electricity hungry technology, but AI optimists pin their hopes on the technology's capacity to supercharge climate migration and alternative energy research and deployment. So lots of hope with AI helping the planet. Only time will tell.
And of course, 3 reasons 24H2 will encourage upgrade to Windows 11. What's that about?
Okay. Now, it's true that Windows 10, and we've talked about this a few minutes ago, is still the most popular in terms of user base. But this article lists what Microsoft feels are, or the writers really, 3 features in the latest Windows 11 update that will encourage people to move to Windows 11 like you run. One feature mentioned is the ability for Wi-Fi 7, which Windows 10 does not support. Personally, I think, as I said before, most people who are still on Windows 10, by the time October of next year rolls around, will start to be looking to buy a new computer, because the Windows 10 support is going to end. But anyway, so if you read the article, you see the other 2 features that they're promoting.
Okay.
I run Windows 11, but I still don't have access to Wi-Fi 5 because it's not in my area. So
now I thought, tell me, you guys, is Kaspersky not dead? Like, we keep talking about this and they keep putting articles out like, hey guys, if you're out there, it's dead. It's not a story. Don't use it. It's dead. Delete it. Go move on. There's lots of better stuff. Like, it's dead. Like, why do we keep getting stories about it? But anyway,
the story here, I believe, is the fact that Kaspersky didn't just up and died. It actually installed
exactly
inferior antivirus on those people that were using Kaspersky because you couldn't use it anymore.
Right.
So they didn't leave gracefully. They downgraded your computer's security before it left.
So if you have Kaspersky, you have ever had Kaspersky, if you ever delete the damn thing off your machine, don't use it. There is plenty of better antivirus software out there. I see no reason that anyone in their right mind should be using it, period. Right? Is that an unfair statement, you guys?
Well, you can't be using it anymore because it's already been changed over.
I know.
But if you were changed over automatically, what you've got now gives you less protection than you ever had. You're better off with Defender.
All right.
Yeah, and Kaspersky was saying, well, we want to make sure none of our clients are left without any kind of virus protection. So we're going to force this new one on. And that, in theory, that sounds nice. But as Bob said, the one that came in is inferior. And there's so many other choices out there.
Yep.
They should have just said, we're going to remove it in a week. You need to get something else.
Right. But Bob, this is a for sure. I mean, you can confirm this, but if you were I know if you're running Windows 10 and you delete Kaspersky or you delete Norton, then automatically the Windows Defender automatically comes on.
That's correct. That's correct.
So you don't have to do anything. Just delete the damn thing off, and it'll come on, right? Like you'll be protected. All right. Just let everyone know, if you have your Galaxy S24, there's a big October 2024 security update. I'm excited because it's only 5 more days till what, you guys?
I don't know.
Android 15. It's only 5 more days till Android 15 comes out, and which will be a big update for us Android people. And Bob and I have Pixels, so we'll be probably getting it on the 15th. So, but because I haven't seen nothing's happening yet. I checked this morning. So just so Nvidia is back up to 3 trillion. They're now the third, they're over $3 trillion. It's a rocky road. It just depends which week we're in. Sometimes they're down to 2 trillion, but this week they're back up to 3 trillion on the announcement of their new video card. And this is Blackwell. This is the NPU chip. This is the big one that's going to will be. A lot of computers will have this next year when it's released. Anyway, this is the story about that. You can, of course.
NVIDIA is another one of those companies that the Department of Justice is looking to split up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, the Chinese, the competition in China is splitting up those companies. We need large companies to be able to compete.
Yeah. So this is Thunderbird for Android email client arrives in beta. So I know Drew, one of our friends on the show, uses Thunderbird. I don't think any of us use Thunderbird. Yeah.
No, but it's been around for a long, long time.
It's been around for a long. So this is Thunderbird for Android email client arrives in beta. So just so now you can use Thunderbird. So if you are a Thunderbird user, you might want to have a look at this. You can use it now. I should be in the Play Store, and you can test it out and use it for if that's what you want. If you're a Thunderbird user.
You missed one on Gmail. Hackers have control of 2-factor authentication.
Did I miss that? That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Yep.
All right, I'm coming over you, Bob. Can you find that? There we go. This was the article that we talked about. I talked about earlier. Gmail. First of all, this article is an excellent article. It talks about the recovery process for recovering your Gmail account if the hackers get it. So there are it's a good article for that. But that wasn't the real thing that captivated me about this article. It was how how they have got around 2-factor like the hackers have got around 2-factor authentication. And I always thought, look, this is rock solid. Like, I've got 2-factor on. There's no way anyone's getting in. It's pretty good. I mean, but and of course Google it has to do with the type of cookies that are used and dynamic cookies, and it's a way above my pay grade. So read the article if you're really interested. But the bottom line is it's pretty secure, and I would certainly use 2-factor authentication, but I'm not going to sleep quite as well at night until I convert. Well, that's not exactly true. I have passkeys set up for my Google account, so I'm sort of can sleep fairly well at night because I use passkeys for my Google account. But Ray, that's why I think your article is so important on Windows 11 in this passkeys is because I think this is not going to be so for Windows 10. This is a Windows 11 thing, and as more and more people use passkeys, so I think so it's a good article. And thanks, Bob, for catching that as we're moving along here. Yeah, this is the article, Ray, that
Okay.
how to use Android's emergency satellite texting if you use cell signal. This is a really good article to read. It's sort of a follow-up on your article,
Right.
but the issue is that
Okay.
very few Android phones have this. And I even put it in twice, so it was so
Two times for emphasis.
it was so important. I put it in twice. And Windows 11 new passkey design includes cloud syncing and 1Password integration. Again, what we were just talking about, which is the same article. Ray, I changed over to Bitwarden this year, and I really like it. If you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to talk to you about it.
I will. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, it's sort
That
of
only works with 1Password. It also works with Dashlane.
yeah.
also
And it also works with Bitwarden.
That's
Now, those of you who use Bob, you probably have a video coming up. Those of you who use the Internet Archive, which is, of course, an interesting, it stores, of course, it's the Internet Archive. It's a site, and you log in and you have security. Anyway, it has a big breach, and so there's a big problem with that. Did you read more about that, Bob? Have you got any comments on that?
No, I have not gone into it at all.
Okay.
I do know it suffered a breach, but how it affects.
Yeah. So if you do use the Internet Archive, and you do have an account set up, then you want to go through the usual things that you would. Do you pay for that? Would they have any? I don't know if it's free service or if you have to pay for the credit card information. Anyway, you should check that out because it is important to check that out. Oh, and this actually, you guys, this made my day today. Now, of course, I have a smartwatch. I have a smartwatch. I use the Charge 6, and one of the things that drives me nuts about it, I have an afternoon nap. And in my nap, it's always waking me up to tell me to go and exercise. So I don't want it to do that. Now, of course, there's an option on my Pixel Watch to, or my Charge 6 to for sleep mode. But come on, I'm already asleep before I remember to turn it on, and certainly when I get up, I never remember to turn it off. So this is so cool. This actually makes me want to buy a Pixel 3 watch. Other than that, they're way overpriced. The simple Pixel Watch 3 settings has been made my naps a lot more peaceful. It figures out when you're having a nap, and it won't disturb you. I thought, now that's AI or however they're doing that, just having a nap, and it just doesn't. And so anyway, good idea from Pixel, and good idea feature on the Pixel 3 watch.
If you take a nap the same time every day, you can set do not disturb for that time.
You could, but I don't do the same time every day. So it's roughly in the afternoon sometime, but man.
Doesn't it monitor your heart and all the other functions? And
I know it drives you nuts though, and you're in the middle of sleeping, and it beeps and tells you
by doing that. If it monitors your heart, it should know whether or not you're at rest or whether you're active.
You'd think that, right? But it's just not. So anyway, I thought this is a nap person's beautiful watch. I love that watch. I might even buy it for that feature. All right. This was interesting. Microsoft Word deletes some documents instead of saving them. I'm not going to go into all the details.
Skip one again.
Did I skip one?
Yep. Google might get broken up after its big antitrust loss.
I think we talked about that. That's the DOJ article. Yeah. Yep. So I think we've discussed that.
Okay.
And so this was an article.
Hmm.
Now this basically, I'm not going to go into it. If you have had problems with, you think you're losing some files, this has to do with a specific release of Windows, of Word, using a specific application, and it's a problem that Microsoft's trying to fix, but they automatically delete those files and they shouldn't, right? So it was from Bleeping Computer, and I thought it was interesting. So
And you
if you're
missed the
missing,
one from Elon Musk readies his robot taxi.
yes, so the thing that's going to save
Tesla.
Tesla is, of course, their taxi will be out. I think it's next month. Their taxi will be out, and it will be I think it's an autonomous taxi, and it's going to be out and ready for sale.
Are you
More-
going to get into a cab that doesn't have a driver?
Well,
This is
that,
psychology comes in.
listen.
I was thinking the same thing, Bob. I'm going to let
Yeah.
somebody else do it first.
Well,
But
in Mesa, in Phoenix, they had Wemo running around, right?
Yep.
And they're Google's
Absolutely.
taxis. And so had I not left, I always tried to do a field trip in our computer club, right? I always tried in Mesa when we were down there. I tried to do something interesting. One of the years we did an Amazon factory tour,
Yeah, that was good.
distribution tour.
Video.
And that was sort of interesting. And I thought the thing that would be fun is to take a Wemo taxi ride, and they had them in Mesa. They were running around all over the place, and but COVID came and we left, and I never did. But that was my next project. But I think it'd be a blast.
however, if you've ever been in New York City and taken a cab in New York City, this might be a good alternative, because those taxi drivers in New York are nuts.
Now, Bob,
Hey, I'm a New Yorker. I didn't drive a cab. I drove a private car service.
in
We're
New
not-
York, in New York.
Yes.
Oh, Firefox 0 day. This is
Under
yours.
attack. Update your browser immediately,
Hmm.
because it's
All right.
being exploited in the wild. So if you use Firefox, make sure you're up to date.
Thanks, Bob. Well, Huey, who's this Huey Popluck guy?
9
How
hours
fast we
ago.
forget,
Yeah,
right?
how was he doing that
Obviously.
9 hours ago?
This was done before he lost power.
Yeah.
It must have been. Wow.
Yes. All right. All right. So we'll do you want me? I'll take this one.
Yeah.
The new recorder app will arrive on all Chromebooks, not just Plus models, and this is a new recorder app. And for those of you who are interested in Chromebooks, be sure and watch our Monday show this Monday, because I will be playing my new video I just have out on purchase considerations for a Chromebook in 2024, all coming up this Monday on Tech for Seniors. So that if you are interested in Chromebooks, you won't want to miss that show. Yes, again, another article. There's lots of articles about this. This is big news this week.
You got to remember, all Microsoft is doing is joining the push to
Correct.
pass keys, which Google has been doing for quite some time already.
Yeah, but I think the world is moving towards passkeys. All right. Yes. Those of you who have Apple devices and want to communicate through messaging through to Android phones, this is now the big change occurred. RCM messaging from Android to iPhone. And this is just how to do it. It's a video, it's a link. I'm not going to go through the article, but it's a video link, and you can play that. And if you have any questions about it, it will answer you. But it was a new feature on the new version of the Apple iOS. This was interesting. And they actually had one of these in Costco. And so I thought that was a good article. Lorex. Now, do you guys know, have you heard about Lorex? Lorex does video cameras. They do security cameras. Have you seen them, Ray?
I'm not familiar with them.
So they do, they're real common in Costco. Costco has them, like they've had them for years. and they've all been wired, right? They've all been wired services, but Lorax has got into wireless lately, and then they brought out their first 4K video Ring doorbell. They're in it as well. But if you have a Lorax system, then this adds to that. And they have high quality video cameras, and they're really top-notch company, but they brought out a doorbell. All right, let me come up to have a look here, and we will come back. We have a few comments before we get into the final. Emmanuel Goldstein, I hate boomers so much it's unreal. All right, I don't know. Have we?
I don't know who Emmanuel
I
Goldstein
don't know. I don't. Yeah.
And I don't know what the comment is about.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good comment or a bad comment. It's probably not a good comment. Mike Ungerman, promo for Huey's WinSig still planned with Bob's cybersecurity presentation following the CFC meeting. All right. Thanks, Mike. I'll put that up there. Just to let everyone know, this Sunday, Huey is doing his Central Florida Computer Society Windows SIG, and it will be on. Apparently, it's a go if Huey gets power back. I don't know. I don't know if he isn't any power.
I'll be doing the October Cybersecurity Awareness Month presentation for CFCS.
Okay. And will you, I guess, there'll be somebody, if Huey can't do his WinSig, then you'll still be doing it.
Mike might just wind up doing it.
Okay. Thanks, Mike, for reminding us. And hopefully, I think Huey should have come down and stayed with Mike. Mike offered to take him and to have him down there and wine and dine him. So anyway, that's life. Now, for those of you who just thought this is interesting, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you can sign up for a test flight. It's coming out. For those of you who are flight simulator enthusiasts, as I was many years in the past, this is a brand new release, and it is a lot of AI and virtual reality stuff in it. So it's pretty cool. I do not have it, and I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on it, but I will. It will be. It is interesting. Can you roll down one, Bob? I think the next one I can't see.
Federal judge orders Google to open its Android app store. We went over that.
Yeah, we went over that. Okay. Let's have a look here.
Next one is about Apple Intelligence.
Yes. So for those of you, just good article. Apple. Here are all the Apple Intelligence features of iOS 18.1. It's just an interest article. I thought if you're interested in it, I'm not going to go through the article. Shrunken Mac Minis and new iPad Mini might be coming in November. There will be another hardware event. There's a lot of hardware events throughout the year. Anyway, I think Apple may be having yet another hardware event this fall, which we'll be covering. MediaTek's next chip lets Android phone users use more advanced AI. We're going to be seeing a whole round of new chips in the upcoming phones as they're released in 2025. Lots more things happening. We talked about that. This was a good article. I thought this was worth bringing up. I tried several Google Photos alternatives, but I can't justify switching to anything else. I thought, where's Chris? Where's Chris Gould? Did she write the article? I thought Chris wrote the article, and I went and saw it, and it wasn't Chris. Anyway, I guess I think, Bob, you use Google Photos, don't you?
Sure do. Wouldn't use anything else.
Right.
There are others that I use that store the photos because it's just a backup for me, and they're free, but I don't use any of them for anything except storage.
Right. I send out a number of newsletters to personal friends of mine, and I I sent one out yesterday, and I wanted some pictures of me golfing in Mesa in 2023 with some friends. And I just typed their names into Google Photos. Boom, it's right there, right?
Yep.
It just like you might be able to store them in some other form, but man, searching them and bringing them up is so easy. And it's just I have those pictures all available for me. Eh? What, did we lose Ray? Ray, are you here? No.
No,
We
he's
lost-
not. It's
I
the
think
two of us.
I think we lost Ray. Okay. Let's have a look here. Google Docs introduce. Oh yeah. Google Docs introduces tabs to help navigate even the most unwieldy documents. I tried to figure this out. I don't have it. Bob, do you understand
I
what this is
don't have.
about?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We might wind up with another browser integration. Only this time it'll be Google Docs that'll come up in tabs. I am not sure. I don't have it.
No, and I couldn't figure it out either. So if anyone's here that
Hopefully,
understands,
between now and Monday, somebody else will come to our rescue.
yeah, I know. Where's Jolin? Where's Jolin? Ray, you're back.
Yes, the internet goes on and off today. I'm not sure why, but
All right.
here I am.
So this was an article. Bob and I can't figure this one out. Google Docs introduces tabs to help navigate even the most unwieldy documents. I don't have it. Bob doesn't have it. We can't figure out what this is all about, but I thought it was interesting anyway. So if obviously coming up, if someone out there figures it out, they can let us know. But it is a new feature. This is Bob's article.
Microsoft issues security patches. It's that time of month again. Make sure you're up to date.
Right. And Bob, just to tell everyone how to know that, is if you're looking down there on your taskbar and you see a little dot on your Microsoft, I guess, symbol, that means there's an update available and you should reboot. Is that how you would?
Well, I use the Windows key and I and then do updates.
Right. But I think if you look down on the on your taskbar, at least I see a little dot and it brings up, there's a Windows thing with a little dot on it. And I can
you're on Windows 10, I'm on 11. So
yeah, I don't know if it does on 11, but then on 10 there's a little dot and you can, and then that's when I upgrade it.
Yeah, and then normally it'll bring you to the Windows update page, and then you can if you allow the updates to come through and then reboot.
Right. This is the CFC is the Windows SIG news newsletter for October 2024. That's from Huey. So if you want more information about the Windows SIG, it's a lot of good information there. Do not watch this video. Do not watch this video because we'll be playing it on Tech for Senior. This is Bob's video on letter writing, the lost art of writing. This is a really good video. I love this, Bob. But we're going to play that on our show, so don't watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we read a couple of the last comments before we sign off.
That's right. We got 5 minutes. We got a few more. I think we can just about get through all the articles today. No, that we talked about that one. Kaspersky installs the security. Yeah, we talked about that. Don't want to talk about Kaspersky anymore. Apple Intelligence. This is from Huey. Apple set up to roll its much anticipated Apple Intelligence feature stating this October. That's right. And I had an article out earlier about this, so it should be there. Bob, this is a video, run, don't hide.
It's not a video. It's a tutorial.
Okay.
Using the run command. And this time the run command and what you enter is resmon, which happens to be, well, it's simple. Click on the link and follow it.
Okay. We'll do that. Samsung's Galaxy Ring comes to Canada October the 3rd. So if you're interested, a Ring person. But as I said, I don't believe if you're over 60, you should not be buying the Ring.
Yep.
Meta announces movie generator, AI powered video generator coming up. I don't think this is available yet.
Not available yet.
And they said they got to work on it because it uses too much power. Did everyone buy something? Oh, did you guys buy anything on Prime Day?
Nope.
No. I looked. Do I get credit for that?
I did.
But there was nothing that jumped out.
I did. I bought two things. I bought Gail a new Kindle because they were like crazy cheap. Hers was about 3 or 4 years old. She was complaining it was getting slower and slower and slower. Brand new 10-inch Kindle. It was like $110. It had all the latest bells and whistles. It was fast and everything. So she's absolutely happy with it, even though it's the same size, 10.1 inches. You know something? The case wouldn't fit. So I had to buy another case.
And do you think that was by accident or on purpose?
Yeah. Well, they don't get me going on that, but for sure. And the other one is I bought a toothbrush. Yeah, Sonicare had a. I needed some more heads for my Sonicare, and it was a 3 or 4 year old one, and so it's cheaper just to buy a new model. So I bought
the model I bought recently doesn't have a plug into the wall. It's a plug into a USB connection.
Right. All right, let me just come up and let's deal with our last comments here. Mike says, or Irving says, hi from Ottawa. It's a cool 49 degrees. Hi, Irving. Geek Wireless, is Ulpatch appy to Windows 10? Will my Galaxy S24, is Ulpatch app?
It's not perfectly. There's some typos there.
Windows 10. It does work for Windows 10. Yes, it's a Windows 10. Will my Galaxy S24 do satellite texting? I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. You'll have to check that. But the article said the only Android phones that did the satellite texting at present in the United States were the Pixel 9s.
Are you using T-Mobile?
I don't. How is Huey doing in Bradenton? Yeah, Huey's fine. He's missing one important part, and that's power. He has no electricity. Jess says I got a great deal. Yeah, an HD 8 Fire Tile. Yeah, I bought the 10.1, and so that was a good deal. Ron, which Kindle did you get? It's the 10.1 inch, the latest, the 2023 Kindle, and it was on dirt cheap. I mean, yeah, it was great. Mike Lehman, all I got on Prime Days was a few cables and a USB key. Gee whiz. And Geek Wireless said yes, and T-Mobile yes. And we have hit it right on the nose. It's 10 o'clock. It's wherever it's top of the hour. We did it without Huey. So when we watches this on replay, we do want to wish Huey the best, and hopefully Drew and Mike and everybody in Florida. I'm glad that everyone is safe, and I know that this will all be in the past soon. Maybe for some it'll be not so soon, but anyway, we hope to see Huey back on Monday, but maybe not, depending on the power situation. I want to thank everyone for coming today. We do appreciate the time that you spend with us. Don't forget that we do have our Monday show. Please drop by and see us. We're going to have a lot of fun. And this Monday, I'm going to talk about Chromebooks. So thank you, Bob, for coming. Always a great time to be with you. And thank you, Ray. Even though you're having some internet problems, I know that will be resolved. So thank you again for coming. And we'll see everybody same time, same place next week. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Long.